Hello SpotProtect users. This video is going to show you how to set up the Wi-Fi ID and password onto your SpotProtect device and get your online account started. So first there, as you can see, step one, just click on that link, download the Wi-Fi installer, and now you're going to be running it and installing it onto your computer. Where that Wi-Fi setup utility initial file is downloaded to is going to depend on your computer. Most PCs or Windows machines, they've got a generic downloads folder. That's where you're going to have to go to find the install file for it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to step two. This is to download the USB driver, which is actually just a driver your computer will need to be able to work with that special Spot cable, which is the USB cable that you would have gotten with your SpotProtect purchase here. Okay. So it comes down as a zip file. So here you're just going to right click, extract all. This is how you extract the package within that zip. By default, it'll extract it into the same folder where the file originally was. So you can see it in there now. You'll open it up and you'll double click on whichever of those two installer files is appropriate for your machine. Most machines are going to use the x64, just like mine. So here you'll just walk through the steps. The driver is going to take a few minutes to install. So while this is happening, this would be a great time to make sure that your Spot sensor, so the little white box, the batteries, and the USB cable, leave them all unplugged right now, okay? So batteries out of the Spot sensor, USB cable do not have it plugged into your computer, just have everything sort of separate and not connected yet. It is important that we follow these instructions in the right order. We've had sometimes, if you do it backwards or in the wrong order, or something's plugged in before you open up a program, it doesn't always work properly. Okay, so now that driver is installed on our computer, so we're all set there. So we'll go ahead and click finish. That's done. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to actually running the what they call the Wi-Fi setup utility program. So in a minute here, I'm just going to drag that icon over onto my desktop so you guys can see it. It's, well, you'll recognize it right away. It's the classic just gray Wi-Fi symbol, and you should have that on your desktop now after installing this Wi-Fi sensor setup utility program onto your computer, okay? So you'll open it up. So now, we've already installed the USB cable driver. We'll put the batteries into our Spot sensor, so step two there. And now we'll plug the USB cable into our SpotProtect sensor. And you'll know it's plugged in when that image there under step 3 actually changes to show that your sensor is plugged in. So you should see that. There it goes. So now it shows that the Wi-Fi sensor is connected. Always use the search for networks tool. And you see that little wheel spinning around there. There's the drop down. My network has appeared. And then you'll simply choose your security type for your network, so either WEP or WPA, and then enter your password. I'm not going to show you guys my password, so I'm just choosing open. You click configure sensor, you get that window. Everything's all set. So what's happening now, I'm actually just going to go ahead and run that program again for myself so I can actually enter the password off screen here and get that sensor back up on my network. But once you're done running that Wi-Fi setup utility program and you've clicked configure sensor, that confirmation window's popped up, then you'll actually unplug the USB cable now from your Spot sensor. Okay? And you'll see then the small LED on the top of your Spot sensor will start to flash green. If it's been a successful Wi-Fi setup and it is actually connecting to your local network there, what you'll see is a lot of relatively quick small flashes of green on that LED. It'll do that for, I've seen it do it anywhere from 5 seconds up to 30 seconds or even a minute. It sort of depends on how long it takes. And then when it's done, you'll get a long green flash. That will indicate a positive connection. If you get a red flash, it's not good. So then you'll go to the account.spotprotect.com website. This is where you'll create your account. You'll click that Get Started Here icon and create your account. Once you're into your account, which is just where I've taken you now, you'll simply click on Manage, Add Sensor, type in your sensor ID and your sensor code, which are found on your actual Spot sensor itself, assign the sensor, and then follow the steps. If you just do that, you'll be